Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Settle for More podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Wright, and I have designed this space for you. Yeah, you, the woman who is ready to walk out on her fears, step into her dreams, and own her power by shifting her mindset from feeling not enough to taking action and to becoming more than enough whilst settling for more. And our topic this morning is extremely important because when it comes to the word power, there are certain feelings that are attached to it because we often think as power as position power. And so as women, sometimes we don't see ourselves as powerful as we are. And so we're going to take the opportunity to tap into that this morning and to define what that looks like, feels like, and how do you go about demonstrating your power and being the powerful soul that you were designed and created to be. So here is the thought upon which we will build our conversation this morning. The greatest service that I can offer is, and that is something that you can affirm to yourself as you're watching and listening, the greatest service I can offer is standing confidently in my power. There is something real sexy about confidence. And so if you're seeing yourself as a leader and a self-leader, we serve self first. And so one of the things that we can do to serve ourselves is to be willing, because you are able, is to be willing to stand confidently in your power. Self-leaders, CEOs, good morning. Listen up. It does not serve you or the world for you to behave as if you are powerless. It is an insult to the creator of your life, in whose image and likeness you were created. It is an insult for you to bow or bend down to conditions and situations that are beneath you. It is an insult to life in general, for you to want to go low, for you to want to slip, for you to want to play small, for you to want to act powerless. It is arrogant of you to assume that you are incapable because you don't believe that you are capable. And I think that opening statement is so deep, it's so profound. And as we're going through our conversation this morning, I want you to think about, in what area of your life are you assuming that you are powerless? In what circumstances or situation have you totally given up your power? And is there an opportunity for you to reevaluate, for you to reset and go back and stand in the truth of who you are? And if you are a divine expression of the Most High and created in the image and likeness of the Most High, it means, self-leaders, that you are powerful. Here is what makes you powerful. So in the event that you were uncomfortable with the word power, that you refused to use the word power, that you did not see yourself as powerful, let us take a quick moment now to define what power is. And maybe in defining it, it will allow you to see, oh, wow, yeah, I am powerful. And I have been feeling and playing powerless for a very long time. Let us define it. So, you are powerful self-leaders because you have gifts. And one of the gifts you have is the gift of intellect. You can think yourself into and out of any situation in which you are confronted. You have the ability to speak for yourself. You can defend yourself. You can promote yourself. You can encourage yourself. You can teach yourself. You can correct yourself. And that is power. So the ability to do these things for yourself gives you power, makes you powerful. The ability to speak for yourself, to teach yourself. And I want to stop there for a moment. And I want to talk a little bit about teaching one's self. And oftentimes we think that we have to be enrolled in school, in a course, to be taught. Life in and of itself will teach you lessons every day. The world has just opened up, and even more so with the pandemic. So we have to see the small blessings in all this chaos and confusion. That there so much information at your fingertips. Now, you may not get everything that you need, but you can initiate the process of learning for yourselves. How many books have you read this year? Have you carved out time just for reading? Have you set a goal just for learning? Have you decided that once a month, I'm going to teach myself something new? I'm going to teach myself a skill and then work to sharpen that skill. Or I'm going to enroll in a course. But are you passionate about growth and learning? Because knowledge and the use of knowledge is power. Okay. You can defend yourself. So are you willing to speak up when things are not going the way that you want them to go? Or not going the way you hope that they would go? Are you willing to call things for what they are? You can promote yourself. And oftentimes I think this is the area where a lot of people feel uncomfortable. But if you are the CEO of you and the CEO of your life, there should be no shame in your game to promote yourself. Because no one knows what you know unless you promote through telling or promote through demonstrating. So if there's a certain skill that you have, or if there's certain knowledge that you have, be brave enough to promote yourself. Promotion isn't bragging. Promotion isn't being vain. Promotion is saying, here is what I know. Here is what I know that I know. Here is what I can do. And here are the results that I can almost guarantee that you will get. There's a difference between being, in Jamaica we call it show off. There's a difference between showing off and promoting yourself. Companies promote themselves all the time. Sometimes it's informational, sometimes it's educational, sometimes it's entertaining. But are you willing to be your own promoter? Or are you sitting back on the sidelines waiting and hoping that I'm good at this, but they have to see it for themselves? So here's the truth, self-leaders. There's someone else out there who doesn't know as much as you do, who's not as skilled up as you are, but they're willing to demonstrate and to promote themselves. And so what will happen is you will get passed over and they will get selected because they were willing to stand in the power of the little that they know. So maybe it is time to remove those negative feelings and thoughts we have about the word promotion and to decide, if I were to promote myself in the workplace, in my circle of friends, online, whatever your desire is, to be seen and heard and bought into, how will I do that? What are the skills I have that I know that I have that I've been afraid to use because I was afraid that someone will judge me? And let them judge you. What is your end goal when you are promoting yourself? Is it to have an impact? Is it to heal? Is it to help? And once you have decided what your objective is and your goal is, then be your own damn promoter. Go out there and show what you know. Sometimes you don't even have to say it, but show what you know. Companies are not afraid to promote themselves. And sometimes I see some ad, I'm like, that's kind of corny, but I remember that thing. And if I go to buy that thing, I will remember the ad that was played. Launch your business, Kimberly. I see your comments. I really, really needed to hear this. I'm in the process of launching my coaching business. Go ahead and launch your coaching business. As long as you know you have the skills, as long as you know that you can get results and you have receipts, as they call it, then go ahead and do you, right? Be your own promoter. Okay, so you can teach yourself, correct yourself, because you know when you've gone wrong. You know when something bad move, wrong move. It's not the way I wanted it to go. Deep down, you know that. So go ahead and correct yourself. Don't pretend as though it's not happening. Take accountability and correct yourself. That is power. So your gifts, and that is the gift of intellect, makes you powerful. The second thing we're going to talk about is you have a heart. Through your heart, you can experience love, grief, compassion, empathy, joy, peace, and an entire realm of emotions that let you know that you are alive. You are alive. You are alive. Listen, this is important because some of us are just existing and not living. So you are alive and living when you know that you can create, you can destroy, you can rebuild something as significant as a Lego house or something as significant as the capital city of a state. So what this is saying is that you can create anything you desire to create. It takes the same amount of energy that you would put in. But is your dream this small, or is your dream big enough so that you can blow it out of the water? It doesn't have to be a little Lego house. It can be a state city. You can create that capital, right? You can choose what you build because you can feel, because you have a heart, because you are a creative being. And some of us are not using that level of creativity that we have. Some of us are going for the popcorn version or the microwave version without taking the time and the energy to build and build and build and expand and tear it down sometimes. Sometimes you've built it, right? And you've gotten to a certain stage and you're like, nah, scrap that. That's not what I want. But practice makes perfect. And so every time you build, it becomes stronger, it becomes better. Your vision will come alive just a little bit more. Some of us are so comfortable at the foundation stage. We get so afraid to build even a little bit more and get a little bit higher and expand ourselves and use your gifts and your talents and your feelings and your emotions and your heart. Creativity lies there. Are you willing to stand in that power because you have a heart and you're alive and you can create and you can choose today to create another life in your power, with your power? So if what you're doing isn't working for you, if the life that you're living right now isn't feeling good to you, if you know that there is more, are you willing to tear down the things that are not working, to remove them completely from your life, your world, your affairs, those habits, those behaviors, those people, those relationships? Are you willing to move those things from your life and to create a new life? In Isaiah, the Bible says, behold, I shall do a new thing. What new thing will you do moving into 2021? What will you do differently? Because you have the power to build, to tear down, to reconstruct. Okay. You can create another life if you choose, and through that life, you have the opportunity to share words of compassion, to express feelings of love, to know the joys of sharing, and to experience the wonderment of seeing your life grow before your eyes. That, self-leaders, is powerful. You are powerful. Now, my question to you is, are you willing to act like it? Are you willing to sit down today and to say, what am I good at? What do I know like I know that I've been kind of hiding? I've been kind of playing small. I'm afraid to let people know. Bloom where you are planted, self-leaders. Sometimes we're thinking that we need all these things before we can launch, before we can push out. And as long as you have the foundations, the fundamentals, right? As long as you've done the work, because here's the truth. You must be willing to do the work. There are 3 things that I'm going to drop today, 3 nuggets, 3 little spice, 3 little flavorful stuff that you can use. Number 1 is the energy, the 3 E's. Number 1 is the energy. And your energy speaks to the attitude. How are you feeling about that thing? What energy are you bringing into your project, into your relationship, into your spaces, into your life? You have some, I'm pulling up my sleeves here because I'm getting in. You have some people who are just, ugh, ugh, ooh, they zap you. And if they're zapping your energy, imagine what they're doing to themselves. Are you that person that people really don't want to pick up the phone when you call because the energy that you bring to that conversation is so negative? Are you that person that nothing is pleasing to you? No matter what anyone says or does, you are always that person who has something negative to say. Are you that person who are just discounting something before you even started? I want to start that business, but it's not going to work. But I try. No. So we want to work on the energy, the attitude, and you build that through your belief system. Your attitude is really important because it determines the energy. Are you excited about that thing? Right? Are you jumping in with joy and with gratitude even before you start it? You can see the end result and you feel good about it. And that is why I go back to tell you that goal setting, doing it the right way, is really important. January is my goal setting class, so look out for that. I'm going to be dropping it and promoting it this week. Why? Because I know that I'm a boss at goal setting. And so I'm no longer afraid to say it. I'm no longer afraid to hide it. I used to think, oh, I can't do it so good. No, I know, because I've taught it a number of times. I teach it in my organization. I've taught it in workshops that I run, and people get results. It's something that I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. So the energy in that class is going to be lit. As my niece and my son would say, it's a new thing now, lit. I have to ask Joshua if lit is still a thing, right? So goal setting is really important because that ignites the energy. Number 2, it's the environment. So your environment feeds your power, meaning that, is your environment a negative one? Is it one that supports you? And if your physical environment, let's say at home, is not supporting you, that is not an excuse. Because the world is open. You have so many different communities out there. Slide into one of those communities. Whenever I'm embarking upon something new, I'm trying a new system for my business, I'm even teaching something new, I find communities, pockets, pods, group of individuals who are doing the same thing. And I'm not afraid to be vulnerable and open and to bounce things off. We also want to talk about your physical environment as well. Is there an opportunity for you to declutter that space? I did a post yesterday about decluttering, and some people found it funny, but it is time to declutter, right? Remove all those things that are not serving you, those things that don't make you feel good. Create the type of environment that you want for yourself. It's funny, I get flowers every single week, and I'm looking at my vase now and it's empty, and my heart just feels empty. I'm like, I need that flowers to get through this week, so I may pick some up today. But create that type of environment. Don't wait for you to get the ideal house. Don't wait for you to get the ideal people in your space. Create it. Go out there and hand pick that. If you live in a small apartment, a studio apartment, doesn't matter. You can start putting things in your environment that will help to really fuel that energy and help you to really be a little bit more powerful when you're showing up. And the third thing is education. So we spoke about energy, environment, and education. A lot of us don't ever step into that realm of education. We're done high school, we're done university, or we're done college, and we believe that's it. But remember that information will change. And sometimes, if you knew then what you know now, you would have done things differently. Is there an opportunity for you to be open to being educated? And how do you define education? Alrighty, so the 3 E's again: energy, environment, and education. All right. And that those things will help you to start acting like you're powerful. Education also means to take a look at, what do I know well? What do I need to learn a little bit more of? Just so I can be more confident to stand in my power. So, self-leader, CEO, you may have believed before listening to this or watching this that money is power. You may have also believed that having this level of education is power. No, you're knowing that it is more, or that the things that you do can make you more or less powerful. Here is what I want you to embrace today. Know that you are powerful. Can we just type I am powerful in the chat box? You are powerful. Now, whether you choose to embrace that or not is totally up to you. No one can take your power, but you can choose to give your power away. So in what circumstances are you giving away your power? Because you have it. It's within you, right? You are powerful. Stand up in your power. Embrace your power. Serve the world by bringing your power into your life. You are powerful. Are you willing? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to serve from a place of power? Number one, because you have the gift of intellect. Number two, because you have a heart. Number three, because you can feel and create something. Number four, because there's something that you can do and do it so well, but you're afraid of promoting yourself. Are you willing to stand in that powerful space? Are you willing to serve the world by bringing your power into your life? And you may be wondering, okay, Nicole, that sounds good. What do I do? How can I start? Start by being grateful for the power that you have been given and are using free of charge. There's absolutely no cost to plug into that source, to tap into your power, to get up every morning. If it's the only affirmation that you do until you move into the new year, let it be, I am powerful. Because you are powerful. And when you choose to operate from that space of gratitude for the power, gratitude is a multiplier. Here is your affirmation for today. Are you ready? Let's do this. Today, I am devoted to experiencing myself as a powerful being. I need that. Today, I am devoted to experiencing myself as a powerful being. And when you do, self-leaders, when you choose to, without validation, confirmation, permission, or definition, self-leaders, you are in fact settling for more.